Hi, I'm George Gula, VP of Product with PS Furniture. This video is to provide detailed assembly instructions for our scissor table. The first thing to do is prep a work area by having a proper work surface and a location for tools and the included hardware. A few tables will work just fine. Place a cover over the work surface to protect your tabletop during the assembly process. The scissor tabletop and frame will typically arrive together, banded on a pallet. Remove the pallet packaging and separate the frame from the tabletop. Open the frame box, remove the assembly instructions and read them carefully. Remove the hardware components and gather any tools suggested for assembly. Place the tabletop on the work surface, bottom side facing up. Note the mating edges. These have drilled holes. These holes are for the mating edge pins that will be installed in the very last step. Push the mating edges of the tabletop together so that they are tight and that the side edges of the top are flush. Remove the frame from the box and packaging from the frame. Pay special attention when removing the foam from the legs. There are oval black plastic rings that typically get stuck within the foam. Carefully remove these oval rings from the foam and place them over the leg ends. Push down until flush. They will only fit one way. Unstrap the Velcro strap, but do not remove it. The Velcro strap is required as a safety measure for transport of the table. Once the Velcro strap is removed, open the frame and place it onto the table with the flat surface down. The next few steps are critical steps to follow. There is a plastic cover midway on each leg. Remove the cover from each leg by pulling it straight out. If you bend the cover to remove it, then the pin holding it on may break. Use the 1/2-inch wrench over the nut and the Allen tool to remove the threaded tie rod end block. Pay attention to the orientation of the block and which side of the leg it is on. Now take one of the tie rods and screw the rod onto the threaded bracket located near the middle of the base. Attach the rod to the far side bracket and tighten all of the way. Take the tie rod end block and thread it onto the tie rod. Tighten all of the way. Move the leg into position where the tie rod end block, which is now attached to the tie rod, can be placed back into the position on the leg. You can unthread the block slightly so that it lines up properly. Using the Allen key and wrench, tighten the bolt. Repeat the process to the other leg and place the plastic covers over the nuts. Open and close the frame a few times to make sure that everything is connected properly. If it's incorrectly connected, something will break. Now place the frame over the screw inserts installed in the tabletop. Using the Allen head tool, screw the frame to the tabletop inserts. The small magnet is included to help hold the screws for this step. Do not tighten the screws yet. Have every screw installed before tightening. Once all of the screws are engaged, double check that the tabletop edges are flush and tight, then drive home all of the screws. Using a Phillips bit or screwdriver, install the bumpers 1 per half in the pre-drilled hole locations. Now, unpack the two mating locks. Join the two halves of each lock by placing the straight sides of the locks face to face, then rotating the levers. Place the locks on the bottom of the table, centered over the mating edge, approximately 4 inches from the edge of the table. Mark and drill the holes for screw attachment. Do this for both locks and install the screws. Operate the mating locks back and forth. If they are tight, loosen the screws slightly. The mating locks are to be locked when the table is in the use position to keep the mating edges aligned. Place the aluminum feet over the black plastic oval rings and install with 2 screws each. Be certain to tighten these bolts very tight. Screw on the locking swivel casters to the feet. Lock the center mating edge locks, and with a partner, flip the table over onto the swivel casters. Unlock the mating edge locks and fold up the table by placing your hands near the tabletop center, and with a quick upward action, lift the center of the tabletop. While folding can be done by one person, it is easier with 2. The last step is to pound in the mating surface pins. Take a male and female pin and pound them into the holes of the mating surface edge. There should be a male and a female opposite each other and 1 male per table half. Fold and unfold the table to make sure that the pins are properly aligned and the job is complete. Remember, the purpose of this product is to put a full-size table into a small or odd-shaped space. Roll it in through a standard door and fold it out.